That, Lieutenant. The Marine Corps Code of Conduct and the King James Bible.
I hate snakes, Shock! I hate them! And may the Christian Lord guide my hand against your Roman popery!
And they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
We're on a mission from God.
Entitled, you want answers!
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land, where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon!
Coming to you live from his padded cell high atop Bethel Church, the most heralded, the most despised talk show in all of human history. This is the talk show hell hates. This is Pastor Mike Online. And here we are coming to you live from our top secret broadcasting research facility. This is Pastor Mike, and I'm online and I am live with you today. You're going to get blown away. Actually, I had that sound effect. There we go. I'm gonna go over some things that I've touched on in the past, and I've not visited them for a long time, but I have still been actively doing the research, taking the pictures, posting them online, and I have an entire website dedicated to the subject du jour. Let me pull it up here, and we'll see what the latest post is there. The website is 666alert.net. I couldn't get a .com. Who thought of that one? I tried to get 66alert.com, and this may fall at any moment. I hope it doesn't. Let me try to tighten it a little bit. There we go. But who thought of 66alert.com? It was my idea, but I checked into it. Somebody already had it, so I had to go with .net. Let me show you the website. And this is what it is. This website is dedicated to showing the meaning, symbolism, subliminal use of the number of the beast. Now, and I'm going to explain that as we go along. And I'm going to be like the Department of Homeland Security. If you see something, say something or send it to me. Because my wife and I go out every Friday, usually. I call it Sweetie Pie Day. God laid that on my heart a few years ago because, I spend all my time. This is what I do. I'm either studying scripture, I'm researching things, I'm reading books, I'm going through emails, websites, YouTube videos, documentaries, you name it, to present as much information as I possibly can. But years ago, a guy started taking pictures of things. He started seeing, he would go to these big box stores like Sam's Wholesale Club, it's not really wholesale, and Costco. And he would see big, boxes of items that you would normally buy one of at the store. And you go to these big box stores, and there's like 20 of them in a box, in a container. And he noticed that they were packaging things in 6s or in 18s. Packages of 18s. 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. And I'm going to show you an example because he actually noticed that like it was a thing of yogurt or something like that that came in 3 flavors. So they packaged it and labeled it on the side of the box, 6 blueberry, 6 raspberry, 6 strawberry. And he's going, Well, that's 666. So he started sending me all these, and I'm just going, whoa! The more he collected, the more that got me curious. And then I noticed. I'd go out to the store, and I would see things. Didn't see it last week, wasn't there. And I started capturing these. I started taking pictures. Be watching some program on television. A commercial would flash by, and I'd be going, "Arr!" Hold on a second. Back that up. My dad never did understand how I could rewind television. Because I remember I got a satellite dish with a DVR on it. And these were kind of when they were new. And I'm doing, Dad, I can rewind live television. He's going, well, I don't see how that's even possible. I'm going, Dad, it is. Well, I don't see how. Dad, just trust me. So anyway, I would rewind the commercial, and I would look at it, and I'm going, yep, there it is. And I've got one that I'm going to show you. I got several of them. But I want you to notice what's up on the screen here. Number one, Sophia. Let me tell you who that is. It's not a what, it's a who. Sophia is the Greek word for it's a feminized version. Greek, like other languages, have gender. Now, English doesn't have words in gender, but Greek does. Spanish does. Maybe French does. Some of the Latin-based languages do. But they have words that come in gender. Sophos is wisdom or wise in Greek, and that's the masculine. Sophia is the feminine version of it. And Sophia was a spirit, a god, that the Greeks believed that if Sophia indwelled herself in you, and she filled you, then you would get this supernatural knowledge that nobody else could get. So the Gnostics of ancient Greece, those were the guys that were around at the time of Paul and the apostles. They were the ones who were writing different gospels, like the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of St. Peter. He never wrote one. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. And my favorite, the Gospel of Judas Iscariot. Anyway, but in these Gospels, these Gnostics claimed that Jesus was the recipient of a secret doctrine that he had gotten from his master, Jean-Baptiste, John the Baptist, which is not true, but that's what they claimed. They claimed that John the Baptist was Jesus' master, and that John imparted these secret doctrines to Jesus. Jesus then, in turn, in the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, he gave them to Mary Magdalene. He imparted these secret doctrines to Mary, but he wouldn't give them to the other disciples. Of course, in the Gospel of Judas Iscariot, he gave Judas these secret teachings, but he wouldn't give them to the other disciples, and they're not in the Bible. And it's all about like the same secret of Freemasonry, the same secret of Rosicrucianism, the same secret that is at the core of the Mormon Church, at the core of the mysteries of the Catholic Church, and so on. It's what Manly Hall said, same secret doctrine. Okay? So, Sophia was, the Greeks believed that whatever mood you're in was evidence of a different spirit that was in you and working through you. Like the Muses, or Sophia, or what's another one? What am I thinking of? The Jinn, maybe, like genies. There's a bunch of them. Anyway, whatever. If you had some sort of inspiration of an idea or a thought, that didn't just come to you from natural, logical, critical thinking processes. That was given to you by a god of some kind. So that's what Sophia is. She's the feminine goddess who imparts to you secret doctrines. Okay? Now, So that's what that means. And notice here that you have 1, 2, 3 things here, and they're all 3 hexagons, meaning 6-sided. By the way, if you look on the screen here that this guy's doing a presentation, the same thing is up on the screen. Here we have Sophia Genetics. I'm not going to play that YouTube video. YouTube will throw a fit, have a bowel movement, and probably say, you use somebody else's stuff. So I'm not going to do it. Now, what else is on this website? Well, I'll show you a little bit later, but let's go to this, because this, I've got people reaching out to me saying, Pastor Mike, do you know about this? Yeah. And this is not a conspiracy theory. This is real. And who in the world is in charge of numbering House bills or resolutions? Who in the world is, I don't know the process. But how did, you can go to congress.gov, look this up. It is HR, which means House Resolution 6666. That gets a button. COVID-19 testing, reaching and contacting everyone. And it's an acronym for TRACE, the TRACE Act. What's it about? It's about COVID testing, them going door to door to door to test everybody. Now, understand, we have a constitution, we have a set of laws that formed our nation that, to my knowledge, has not ever been suspended. We're not under a constitutional suspension right now. And part of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, guarantees that the government does not have an automatic right to know what is on your person or in your effects, which means what's in your pockets, what you got in a suitcase under the bed, what you got between the mattresses under the bed, what you have in your safe, what your bank account is, things like that. You are guaranteed a right to be secure in your person and effects. We call that a right to privacy. So, there are evil forces within our government. I don't like to say that our government is evil. Our government, understand, our government in this country is the Constitution of the United States. Now, the Constitution sets up a president, a Congress, and judges. Now, some of those judges are bad. Some of those congressmen are bad. A lot of the presidents have been evil. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the government of America is bad, because remember, the government of America is the Constitution. We're not ruled by people. We're ruled by written laws. Now, I see the idea of, I watch Live PD. I like real cop shows, not the fake ones. I like the real ones. And a cop pulls somebody over. Now, they've been on the job for years. Their experience tells them there's an 85% probability that in that car, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, we got a car full of 6 people, and they didn't give a turn signal when they turned a while ago, there's an 85% chance that there's going to be drugs in that car. Either that or they're all carpooling from the night shift. So the cop pulls them over, goes to them. This has been adjudicated. This has gone through the courts. They're not doing it illegally. These cops, because so many cops are getting shot on legal stops, that they pull somebody out of the car and they'll say, turn around just for a minute. Let me check your pockets for weapons. That cop does have a right to live past that traffic stop. Okay? So, where's that noise coming from? I hear noise. Do you hear that noise? Like an airplane starting up. Anyway, but other than that, the cop doesn't have an automatic right to search that car unless the people in that car give them a reason to. Like if the car reeks of marijuana, that's probable cause they can search that car. Now, let me get back to the HR 666. So HR 666, it looks to me like an excuse, a government reason to follow the acronym TRACE people. Testing, reaching, contacting everyone, because we have a very serious virus out there that we brought over from China. Or somebody did. Somebody sent it over from China. Whoever. And it just happens to be HR 6666. Now, and we'll get to the scripture here in a minute. Now, on top of this one, this is all coming up like lately, since the whole COVID thing. On top of this one, there's another one. This is not actually a government bill. And by the way, this is a sponsored bill in the House of Representatives. That doesn't necessarily mean it's automatic law, because it's not easy to get a bill passed through, especially when you got the House controlled by Democrats and the Senate controlled by Republicans, and you got a president who it seems like this president is respective of the Constitution. My guess is this bill's not going to go anywhere. That's my guess. You can write it down, and next year, if you see that this bill became law, you say, Pastor, you were wrong, the bill became law, and I'll say, yeah, I was wrong, the bill became law. But I don't personally think this bill stands a chance. Number one, Nancy Pelosi won't even bring Congress back. I mean, isn't Congress an essential service? Come on. I mean, the gas stations have to stay open, and the gun shops have to stay open, and the marijuana dispensers have to stay open. How come Congress can't come back? Now, this is real too. This is, let me get something off my chest. Let me show you a Google page here. Let's search for something on Google. Let's search for House Bill 6666, like I did a while ago. Notice what Google's doing. A few years ago, well, let's go back to the 90s. I had in my possession a book. It was about this thick, and it was called The Internet Phone Book. Internet Yellow Pages, something like that. And it was a list of internet websites in the 90s. Why? Because we had no way of searching for things on the internet. Then Yahoo comes along. Yahoo, yay! And Yahoo says, you want to find out what's on the internet? Just type it in. And we'll pull out every single web page that has what you typed in on it somewhere. So you get like 1 million hits. You have no idea if the websites you got on the first page are even close to what you asked for. Google, their claim to fame was they developed an algorithm based upon data of your searches, your interest on the net, things like that. They developed an algorithm that sorted through all of the pages that more than likely you care nothing about, and then present to you the things that more than likely you were searching for to begin with. Thus, Google beat the snot out of Yahoo as far as search engines goes. And that's how they started. So you could have almost guaranteed that when you type something in at Google, the first 10 pages, more than likely, 90% chance was going to be a hit. That was what you're looking for. And then, of course, Google started collecting data on you using their Chrome browser, things like that. Then they got into the phone business because the Android operating system for smartphones is a Google product. They own it. And they collect data. They collect data on you. They match that with you. They know you better than your mama knows you, and they know you better than you know yourself. That's where they make their money from. But then I noticed a few years ago, I would type something in, and the first couple of hits I got at the top were paid advertisements. And they were not necessarily what I was looking for. But Google got paid to put somebody's website up at the top so you would go to their website. Now, look at what Google's doing. Google knows that, number one, I'm probably looking for this website from congress.gov. Now look, it's given me what is called top stories. Reuters, false claim, HR 666 bill allows strangers to enter your house. Snopes, does HR 666 require people to be vaccinated for COVID? WUSA, verify, HR 666 provides testing and tracing funding, makes no mention of vaccines. Then, Snopes, factcheck.org, govtrack.us, legiscan.com. These are all websites that they filled the whole page. And let's say that you heard on Facebook that HR 6666 was about COVID testing and removing people from your house and blah, 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 blah. Well, Google says that's a conspiracy theory. We don't want anybody believing any conspiracy theories. So when you type that in at Google, they're going to give you a whole page full of what they want you to believe. And they're going to hide from the first page what you were actually looking for. Let's do this one. QAnon. Okay? Look what you get. Pro-Trump conspiracy that's becoming a religion. QAnon. The Anti-Defamation League, QAnon. The Conservation, QAnon conspiracy theories. Facebook removes accounts linked to QAnon. What happens when QAnon seeps from the web? And it's full of, don't look at QAnon, look the other direction. There's nothing to see here. That irritates me. It angers me. So find an alternative to Google. Get rid of your Google phone if you can. I don't know what to do. But they don't want you researching anything about any possibility of any New World Order, Illuminati, the Beast, 666. They don't want you to find out anything. Now, I've told you billions of times, I don't trust every conspiracy theory that's on the internet. I don't trust them. I don't trust these far right-wing websites. And I've said this, fake news comes from the left wing as much as it comes from the right wing. And there is a ton of stuff out there that would be characterized as right-wing conspiracy theory, including mine, that more than likely is absolute garbage. Don't believe it. Verify stuff. How long does it take? I had a guy that we have someone that trolls our ministry. And he went away for a while. We didn't see him. Don't know what happened to him. Then he comes back. And he puts up a Facebook page making it look like it's mine. Fills it with his racist bait stuff. He's trying to convince everybody that I'm a racist. I'm a white supremacist. So then he finds some guy, I don't know who this guy is, never heard of him before in my life. He's on Facebook and he's got a little tiny YouTube channel. And he makes these, I don't know what, I've only watched one video of his. He rants and raves about what he thinks is wrong in the world. And the racist hater guy, the guy that hates me, that trolls me, his name is Chip. He posed as me and went or said to this guy about me that I was preaching, that I had preached a sermon against this guy, and that something about me being a white supremacist, I hate black people, things like that. So the guy who gets this bit of information makes a YouTube video, 30, 45 minutes, ranting, raving, laughing, making fun of me, just going on. No facts, no evidence, nothing, saying, this guy, Mike Hoggard, he's a racist, and he made a video about me, and he hates my guts, and I'll tell you this, and blah, blah, blah. And when I found out about it, I wrote some comments on there, and I said, you just got had. You just got made a fool of. I'm the real Mike Hoggard. Here's my real Facebook page, and here's my real YouTube channel. Now go on there, listen to about the 3,000 sermons that I have on there, and find out which one I talked about you about. Go. I was a little upset. Well, he took the video down. Now, had I not reached out to him, he would have had everybody that follows him, I don't know, there's like 600 people, he would have had everybody that follows him believe that I was some racist, ultra right-wing KKK Christian. He did no background checking whatsoever. And I'm imploring you. I am begging you. Number one, don't trust Google. Number two, don't trust anybody else, including me. Find out the truth yourself before you start spreading virus rumors. And I'm calling them virus rumors because that's what they are. Because as soon as you spread an unverified rumor, it's a virus, and it has an effect on other people that you reach out to, and then they reach out to other people, and it spreads just like a virus. And what you've done is you've told a lie. You told a lie. But see, you want to believe it because it fits your narrative of what the New World Order's up to and what the Georgia Guidestone said, and on and on and on. You didn't even bother to verify if it was actually true or not, nor did you even look to see if the scripture said anything about it. And I'm going to do this. I know the Georgia Guidestone said, we're going to reduce the population down to 500 million. Okay. Where is that in the scriptures? Where is that? Show me a plan where Satan eliminates, it'll end up being about 7 billion people. Just like that. You ever seen it? Now, he's a murderer. I give you that. But I think Satan is more concerned about the second death than he is the first one. You see, automatically, everybody dies. Automatically. Everybody dies. But not everybody gets second deathed. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody does. That I believe is what his concern is. But and I'm going to say this. Do you know who kills more people in the Bible than Satan? God. Read Revelation concerning the 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 vials of wrath. Who causes the death of more people than anybody else in the Bible? It's God. And he is exacting his righteous judgment on this earth. That's all I'm asking you to do is look stuff up, okay? Now, let's move on. Let's go to Revelation 13. This is the place that talks about the number of the beast, the mark of the beast, the number of his name, the name of the beast, and so on. And I've made an issue out of this because this virus has stirred up the right-wing conspiracies again, convincing everybody that either A, they're going to accidentally get the mark of the beast without knowing it, and then they'll be doomed forever, or they will be dragged out of their house kicking and screaming and having to be tied up, where they will receive the microchip in their hand and in their forehead, and they will be screaming, I don't want this, I don't want this. And they'll say, we don't care. And you're going to get it anyway. And that's not how it's going to happen. People are going to take this mark, they're going to beg for it. They're going to line up. They're going to want this mark. They would be willing to give everything they owned for this. And he causeth all. He causes them, just like Satan caused Eve. He did not drag her kicking and screaming. He did not accidentally put that fruit in her soup. He just said, look at it. God knows that the day ye eat thereof, then you shall be as gods, and you shall not surely die. That's all he did. That's all he did. All he did was talk to her. And he didn't even say, now, if you don't eat this, I'm a snake. I'm going to wrap myself around your neck. And when you're almost dead, you'll be begging me for... He didn't do that. He just said, go look at it. And you know what? All of us, me, you, everybody, has got just enough lust in us that if the devil used the right kind of lust, he could get us to practically do anything, couldn't he? Because he already has, hasn't he? Sure he has. So it causeth all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. There's 6 things here. Not an accident. It's on purpose. And we'll look at the number 6 in a little bit. To receive a mark in, not on, in their right hand. Not their left hand, not their elbow, not their stomach, not their bottom. In their right hand, maybe here, who knows, or in their foreheads. In their foreheads. Now, in Ezekiel 8 and 9, when God is showing Ezekiel all the nasty stuff that's going on in the temple with the religious people, right? He then says, gather me some guys. Take this guy here. He's got a writer's inkhorn. Have him go through and put a mark on the forehead of all the people who do sigh and cry for the abominations that are going on. People who actually care what's going on. Who are crying about it, who are praying about it. Put a mark on them, and then the other guys go out, slaughter everybody else, starting at the house of God first, because judgment begins where? At the house of God first. So that's what they do. He goes out and marks everybody on the forehead, and the people who the seal of God, which is what it turns out to be. You look in Revelation 7, Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, have the seal of God put in their foreheads. This mark is the opposite of that. Remember Tuesday and then last Tuesday, I was going through what a seal was all about. And those who are sealed by the Holy Ghost are kept by the Holy Ghost. When you seal something, you're preserving it. And I believe that when God seals his saints, he keeps them. Just like this mark is going to be a seal on them. And once they get it, no turning back. So this is why I believe that God is not going to let you, if you are a true believer, he's not going to let you accidentally get the mark. Well, I do my research on the internet, so I'll know what foods that they're going to try to slip the mark in on. It's not going to be that way. Well, I don't eat genetically modified food because that'll change my DNA. Your DNA gets changed every time you go out in the sun. Solar radiation wreaks havoc on your DNA. Your body repairs it. The fourth kingdom, when it comes and... I did something to my microphone. I don't know what I did. The fourth kingdom, when it comes and mingles itself with the seed of men, this is all voluntary. Yeah, I did something all right. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Let me try something here. Check. Check 1 2, check 1 2. I may have just messed up my whole microphone. I don't know. Anyway, let me try something. No, same thing. I may have just blown up my microphone. I don't know. Do I have another one around here? No. All right, anyway, this would be the second one I blew up. Anyway, I mean, pay attention to Scripture. Scripture's got everything in it that we're going to need for this thing. And if the Scriptures don't say it, it's not there. If the Scriptures talk about it, then it is there. Man, hang on. Check 1, 2. No. Check 1, 2. Yeah, there it is. I still hear that noise. I'm going to have to buy a new microphone. All right, anyway, I got to move on. So anyway, that no man might buy or sell. So we go back to like this. This is a patent that Microsoft put out. And whoever numbered this thing, I don't know. But it's patent W, and this is not the US Patent Office's numbering. It's not. This is like a Microsoft registration, internal registration. The U.S. Patent Office does not have a patent numbered W02020060606. Okay, so it's not the Patent Office number. It has something to do with Microsoft's internal numbering system. Okay, but this is a Microsoft patent, which everybody said, aha, Bill Gates, got him. Bill Gates, he's going to mark everybody with the mark of the beast when he gives them the syringe. Calm down. But it does have something to do with using body activity. You get my pen. Using body activity data with a crypto what? Currency. Now, Donna, the software lady, sent me this, and I said, okay, explain it to me. And she said, well, I really can't. I'm not exactly sure how cryptocurrency works. I mean, I know there is such a thing as cryptocurrency, and I know it's related to blockchain. I have no idea what that is, okay? And somehow you can mine cryptocurrency. I have absolutely no idea how to do that. Don't know what it is. Couldn't describe it to you if a gun was to my head. However, Microsoft giving a number 60606 to an implanted device, possibly an implanted device, I don't know, that when you do something, it goes, and when you do it again, it goes, and when you do it again, it goes. It's like you doing stuff, and the device measures what you did, and when you do it, you get paid for it. Okay? Now, my first thought was, this looks like something that China came up with. China did this thing where they give everybody social credits for good behavior. In other words, if you're a good commie and you said good things about the communist government, and your children learned all the commie propaganda at school and got an A on the commie propaganda test, then you got social credits for that. You got paid for that by the commie government. It's social engineering is what it is. Now, is this related to that? It's what it sounds like to me. But again, I have no clue what that is. But it's got currency, body, 666 in it. So that automatically gets on my radar. I just wish I knew what I was talking about. So let's go back to this, okay? That no man might buy or sell. So we know then that the recipients of this mark, those who willfully receive it, willfully. Do you want this? Yes, you're getting it. Do you want it? No, we're going to cut your head off then. Okay? So those who willingly receive it will be the ones who have the ability to buy and sell. Now, I started on this yesterday. I'm working on, from the scriptures, understanding why the devil loves money so much. Because he does. You read Ezekiel 28. Go read Ezekiel 28. That's the devil, because it says, thou were the anointed cherub that covereth. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. His covering literally is in expensive stones. Cut diamonds, emeralds, gold, things like that. That's his covering. So he's all about bling. He likes to shine. He likes to dazzle. He likes to glow. And apparently, Satan is in charge of all the trafficking that goes on. I'm a capitalist. I am. And America is a capitalistic nation. However, when one man, like Jeff Bezos, controls a huge majority of all the shopping in this country, that's going too far. Now, I don't know if we should have a law for that. I don't know. But this guy, from buying and selling, has become the most wealthiest man in the world, or at least in the United States. And he can control. He worked out a deal with the United States Post Office where he doesn't pay near as much for a box of stuff that you would pay for it to ship it. And technically, the post office goes in the hole every time they ship an Amazon package. They lose money. So who picks up the rest of it? That would be us. Okay, that's how much money and power he's got. So I know, and I'm working on this. There's a lot of things in the Bible about merchandising and trafficking. And you see in Babylon, Revelation 18, where Babylon's destroyed and all the merchants of the world are going, oh no, she's destroyed. We're going to lose money on this. They're freaking out. Okay? So there's no doubt that the love of money is the root of all evil. No doubt about it. My King James Bible's right. No man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now, dozen different ways of looking at this. I don't know what it's all going to be, but I guarantee you, when God's people see it, we're all going to go, yep, that's it. And it won't be through some guy's website or his YouTube channel or his Facebook post. I guarantee you, God's not going to just give it to one guy and he's going to sit and make a bunch of money selling advertisements on his website and selling books and videos. I guarantee you God's not going to let that happen. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Now, let me show you this. Okay, it looks diabolical already. This kid freaks me out. Now, notice that he's got his right eye covered. That's actually in the Bible. It's the idol shepherd. Let's look that up. And it's the opposite of the good shepherd, Jesus. Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. Jesus is the good shepherd who never leaves the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. Look at this. Dun, dun, dun. Now, apparently, his weapon is right here. In this little game, Force Link. By the way, the Force is witchcraft. It's like the positive and negative powers that are in the universe. I can show you. I've got a book called The Complete Idiot's Guide to Wicca and Witchcraft, and they explain that the universe is where the witch's power comes from, and it contains positive and negative energies. That's the Force that George Lucas, where do you think he got the idea from? So anyway, apparently this is where his weapon is. So the sword literally is in his right, is on his right arm and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. That's what that's about. Now, pay attention. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on his right hand. Okay? So that gets my attention. I'm going, he's got something on his right hand, and there's 6 things of them. So I think that means something. Now, why would that be on there? Why would somebody put that number on that location on a kid's toy? Why would they even care, right? It really got me when I saw this commercial. Remember, Ellen DeGeneres was doing commercials for JCPenney. And right there, and I don't know whose idea this was, Doorbuster shoe sale. And there the number is right there. You only see it for a second. The camera doesn't zoom in on it. Ellen doesn't say, hey, what does that sign say there? Wink, wink, wink. Nothing. You only see it for a second, but that's the point. Okay? And it really got my attention. I'm going, well, if this is now showing up in advertising, I bet it's other places too. Now, let me explain perception without awareness very quickly. It's the same idea that they used to call it subliminal suggestion, subliminal advertising, sublime. The idea of subliminal, or the new term is perception without awareness. Go watch guys like Darren Brown. The TV show The Mentalist was basically based on this. And I love to watch a mentalist. I like to watch some of these guys. They can manipulate what you think and the things that you choose and the decisions that you make. Those all can be manipulated. Advertisers know this. They study psychology. They study the brain. They're up on the latest research on how the human brain works, how you get people to choose something. Let me give you an example. Let's say you go to the theater. In the theater, you're going to buy some popcorn. The theater has 2 sizes of popcorn. The small size is $1.50. The large size is $7. Which one are you going to buy? You're going, well, I could buy like 2 of the small sizes for $6. So you're going to spend $1.50. Well, here's what they'll do. They'll throw a medium one in there. Small size, $1.50. And it ain't much popcorn. Medium size is $6. The jumbo size is $7. So you go up there and you look at it. Well, the $1.50 one's too small. The medium, that's about my size, but it's $6. And I'm looking for another $1, I can get the jumbo size. How much does popcorn cost? What? You can buy a packet of it. These guys probably buy it in bulk. You can get a pound of popcorn kernels, what, 50 cents? So are you going to buy the medium one? Because for another $1, you can get the jumbo. Which one are you going to get? Without fail, they know you're going to get the jumbo because they call it a bargain. When actually, if you just compared the $1.50 one with the jumbo one, $7, you're going, I'll never buy that. I'll never pay for that. They throw the middle one in there for $6.50 or $6, and you're going, well, for another 50 cents or another $1, I can get the jumbo one. That's what we'll get. Yeah, we'll get the jumbo one. We'll have stuff left over. That's how they do it. They coerced you with your permission. Who made the choice? Did they put a gun to your head? Did they threaten you with you're not going to get to see the movie if you don't get the large one? Did they do that? No. We're sheep. They took the sheep tube or whatever they bring sheep into the slaughter, and they just funneled us right there to the jumbo one where we're going to spend $7. And almost everybody does it. That's how it works. I mean, how much is gas? How much is gas right now where you live? Is it $1.61? No. It's $1.61.9. What does that mean? It's actually $1.62. But $1.61 sounds better. Right? They put the little 9 next to it. That's as close as they can get to $1.62 without actually being $1.62. But you're paying, in essence, $1.62 because they're going to round up. And that's how it works. That's how the whole marketing world works. Getting you to make the choice that they want you to make by using things to get you to decide, this is what I want. The same thing the devil did, okay? Let me give you, here's a thing I saw, perception without awareness. Subliminal perception, registration of sensory input without conscious awareness, means below the threshold. Now, let me explain it like this, okay? I want everybody to focus on my nose and focus on my voice. And I'm going to talk for a minute, and you're focusing on my nose and you're focusing on my voice. However, you're sitting in a room, or you're sitting in the car, or you're sitting in your bedroom, or you may be in your bathroom or whatever. You may be at work. There's sounds going on all around you. Now stop paying attention to me for a minute and listen to the sounds. Are there cars going up and down the street? Is the furnace on? Is the air conditioner on? Is there a fan running? Is the dog barking down the road? Is it machinery around you? You're in the bathroom, so are you making noise in there? See, your brain is an amazing business thing. I mean, it's amazing. Because your brain doesn't just retain the information that you're perceiving, that you're focusing on. It's actually picking up everything that your ears are hearing. I mean, think about it right now. If you're sitting down, now think of the feel of the chair on your back and on your backside. Now, how long have you been sitting in that chair? And how long has your body been feeling that chair? The whole time. How long has your brain been registering the feeling of that chair? The whole time you've been sitting down. You just haven't paid attention to it. But it's going into your brain anyway. I mean, put your hands out like this. Okay? And whichever way you're looking, move your hands so that you can look at me and see both your fingers wiggling. Okay? Now, it's not going in your direct line of sight, but it is coming in through your, what do they call it? Peripheral vision. And your brain is taking that in. Okay? Right now, I want you to look at me right now. Did you know that your brain also, through your eyes, is noticing what time it is on the computer screen? Okay? And here's how I know that. I mentioned this before, and I had some people yell at me over it. They said, "Look, you're me. You're evil. You're evil. It's the devil doing it." Because I've asked the question, who has a number that they see every day? Same number every day. And I get people raise their hand all the time. And I said, mine is 1134. I see the number 1134 every day. And it's got to go back to when digital calculators first came out, 70s. I was a kid, and my sister showed me that 1134, turn it upside down, and on these digital calculators, it spelled the word hell. And we all thought that was funny because we were kids, and that was a dirty word, and we were spelling a dirty word without our mom knowing about it. So it stuck with me. And I used to, when I'd see 1134 on a clock, I'd go, oh no, God's saying I'm going to hell. That's what God's telling me. God's telling me I'm going to hell. God, what have I done? I've told you all my sins. God, I thought I was saved. And then I started studying the brain a little bit and how it works. And I'd be sitting here in this room doing my work, and all of a sudden, boom, I'll think, what time is it? And I'll look, 11:34. How does that work? Is there a muse? Is there a Sophia? Is there a goddess? Is there a spirit that's making me? No, it's my brain. It's my brain. My brain is consciously aware. I'm looking at my computer screen almost all the time. And while I'm maybe focused on something on the screen, my peripheral vision sees the clock. And it's keeping track of time. And at 11:34, my brain, my subconscious, will wake up my conscious and say, look at the clock. Bink, 11:34. And it happens almost every day. If I get in my car before 11 or something like that, and I'm driving somewhere, all of a sudden I will think, I wonder what time it is. It's 11:34. Some of you wake up like at 3:33 or 9:11 or whatever. Okay? I don't, especially with a believer, a born-again believer, the devil doesn't have that much control over you. Okay? But your subconscious mind is hearing, feeling, smelling, seeing, tasting things that you just are not aware of it, but it's storing it there. Now, you've been looking at this screen the whole time. Did you know that these two pictures were meant to incite lust in you? See it now? Right here. See it there? Now, there are other examples of this. I don't encourage you to go looking for them. I got a book when I was in college. It came out in the 70s, and it was about subliminal advertising. Magazines will use it. And also you're flipping through a magazine, you see a full-page ad, right? Do you sit and stare at the ad? What do? Flip. That is exactly. You did exactly what they wanted you to do. Because while you did that, what was subliminally put in that ad registered in your subconscious. Your brain took it all in, took the whole thing in all at once. And the concept that they wanted you to focus on in your subconscious is going to remain there temporarily. It doesn't now. Just because you saw a subliminal ad, that doesn't mean that from this point forward, they're forcing. That's the Illuminati forcing me to do. I committed adultery 38 times because the Illuminati put it in a magazine years ago. It doesn't work that way, people. You still make a choice. But they do that for a reason. Now, take a look at this. Did you see that? Let me go back to it. It was there the whole time. They put a dollar bill in the sandwich. They put a dollar bill there. Why? To let you know that this sandwich is $1.99. Okay? I'm going through some of these quick. Let's go back. Tangled. See what they did? And look at her. She's got him, doesn't she? Needless to say, Disney has an infatuation with this stuff. See what they did in Lion King? It is the truth. It's there. And I can tell you there are worse things in Disney packaging, graphics. These people are sick. See what the sign says in the background? Ask about Illuminati. Come on! That's crazy. Crazy. Now, what about that? Let me go back to that. You're probably saying, I saw the number 6 is in the price. Yeah. But what your conscience didn't see, but your subconscious did. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same here. And the same here. It's perception without awareness. Again, go on YouTube, watch Darren Brown, watch some of these other mentalists. That it will absolutely floor you what these guys are able to do with people. They can manipulate it. They can walk up to you after they've set up a scene and given you the subliminals. They can walk right up to you, ask you for a $100 bill, and you give it to them. I'm not kidding you. Now, it works short term, as far as I can see, and it doesn't force you to do anything, but it does cause you. Do you understand the difference now? And I'm telling you that and it's not just in products. Let's say every commercial, TV show, movie, novel, book you read, comic book or graphic novel, billboards, sermons, teachings. They plant so much of an idea in you that you accept it as an axiom, which means you think it doesn't even need to be proved because he said it. Or he said it and repeated it so much that it's just ingrained in you. That's how it is. I watched a sermon that David Koresh preached. Maybe this is why I'm thinking about this today. I watched a sermon that David Koresh preached. And remember, he gathered those people every night for 2 to 3 hours a night. And he taught them about nothing but the 7 seals. 7 seals, 7 seals, 7 seals. Everything was about the 7 seals. And he had done this so much. And I watched how he manipulated that crowd. He would say, like, okay, now Zephaniah chapter 4 verse 8 is about and they would say the 7 seals. Now, why did they all say the same answer? It's because he had taught it to them 100 times. They knew the answer to it. And that's how he taught them. He constantly, he'd say a few sentences, and then he'd say half a sentence, and then they would finish it for him all in one. He had ingrained into those people his version of what the 7 seals were about. That's why when he told the FBI, the FBI said, you need to let those people out of there. David said, I'm not holding them in. And then they would interview, they debrief some of the people that came out, and they said, why didn't you leave? We wanted to be there. We weren't going to leave. And it caused, 130 of them? To not even leave that place when those tanks were plowing that gas through there. They stayed in there and burned alive. Because David Koresh had so ingrained into their thinking process that this event was going to release, it was going to be the fruition of the 7 seals, and they were going to get their glory. And not even fire itself could talk them out of it. Now, you see that? I mean, this is from an old TV commercial. When I say old, I'm 10, 12 years, something like that. But I saw it and I'm going, that's deliberate. They only showed it for a couple seconds, maybe a second. And if you weren't really focusing, now here's the key. When you focus on it, then your conscious mind can say, that's a 666. I'm going to stay away from that. But when it's subliminal, it hangs around in there for a while. And you don't think about it. You don't weigh it out. You don't analyze it. It's just there. Now, my wife, she's used to this. I usually stay right with her until she turns around and she doesn't see me. She's going, what's he taking a picture of now? And she'll see me taking a picture of something. She'll say, didn't you see that last week? I said, it wasn't here last week. It wasn't here last week. You know, Costco, they replace stuff like every 5 minutes. And I'll say, it wasn't here last week. This is brand new. And what happens is, I am so accustomed to seeing this. I could walk down, I could walk down an aisle. My subconscious will see what's on the shelves. And when something like what I'm going to show you pops up there on the shelf, I'll stop and I'll go, there it is. And I'll get my phone out and take a picture of it. I'm not kidding you. That happens all the time now. It's because this is what I do. It's not all that I do, but this is what I do. This was a TV commercial for Jenny Craig. It's not Jenny Craig anymore. Okay? But notice the hexagon. That's big now. Hexagons are everywhere. Everywhere. So here you've got 1, 2, 3. The highlight, even though it's 16. Now, how do they know that if you spend $16, you're going to lose 16 pounds? How do they know that? Did they get a bunch of scientists with lab coats and clipboards and they did equations and they say, we say that if they spend $16, then they will lose 16 pounds. We have all the evidence right here. Is that what they did? No. But they stuck the 6s up there. And then, here's what gets me. Bum, bum, bum. You get a free DNA kit. Do you remember back in the old days when your DNA was private? It was your business. And people said, it'll be a cold day you know where before I give them my DNA. Well, now we're throwing it out like it's confetti. Okay, yeah, you want my DNA? Hey, I'll give you my DNA. You want my DNA? I'll give it. Hey, everybody's got my DNA. Everybody's asking for your DNA now. Google, 23andMe, why does Jenny Craig need a copy of your DNA? Who are they going to sell it to? What are they going to use it for? What are they looking for? Is my question. Here's another one. It's from a TV ad. 3 hexagons in a row. Now, they could have made a circle to say reverses insulin resistance, targets stubborn belly fat, increase metabolic efficiency. They could use circles, squares, triangles, parallelograms, trapezoids. But they used hexagons. 6. You know, let's just write it. 6, 6, 6. Now remember what that's about. Perception without awareness. Let me explain it like this. Let's say that your brain is the sheepfold. You have a guardian for that sheepfold. You have the Holy Spirit that's helping you guard your thoughts. Jesus said, I am the door of the sheepfold. So Jesus is standing there, right? And he's the one who is protecting our sheepfold from a wolf coming in. A wolf would be, like maybe you saw a good-looking girl. She's a wolf. And the Holy Ghost is saying, don't look over there again. Look at your wife. Don't look at her. That's what the Holy Ghost is doing. He's helping you. Okay? Now, you probably look anyway. And the Holy Ghost is going, okay, I told you not to look. Now let's deal with what you were thinking. See, that's the Holy Ghost. He's there to help you. He understands. He made us. God made us this way, but he's there to help you. So the wolf knows not to come walking right over to you while you're standing next to your wife and say, hey, I noticed you looking at me. You want to go home with me tonight? It's not going to happen that way, is it? No. The wolf comes in some other way. So in the door of your mind, your conscience, what you're focusing on now, the devil's never going to come that way. He's never going to come straight on and say, hi, I'm the devil. Here's the mark of the beast. I want to put that in your right hand, your forehead. And by the way, when we do this, you will be damned for all of eternity. Sound good? No, I don't want that. So he's not going to come that way. Jesus does. Jesus always comes through your conscience. He stands at the door and knocks. Got your attention? Because that's what knocking does, right? Somebody knocking on the door, focus your attention on the door. You go to the door, open it up, you see it's Jesus. Jesus says, can I come in and sup with you? Yes, Jesus, you can come in and sup with me. He's always going to come in that way. Always. The devil, never. Never, never, never. He's coming in over here. What you're not focused on, he's coming in some other way to steal and to destroy, to manipulate. Okay? So, why use 3 hexagons? Because our brain, our subconscious knows that's a number because it has 6 sides, and our subconscious picks that out and says 6. And when we see 3 of them, we go 666. Now again, the point is to do it without your awareness. So just by looking at this, you're not going to go, oh great, I looked at that, now I'm going to have to get the mark of the beast. It doesn't work that way. But the more that enters in subconsciously, the more likely you are to choose what they're getting you to choose. I'll give you another example. Take a look at that. Slow metabolism. All of these people surrounded by the number 6 and their logo. How many hexagons here? 666. Again, the guy wearing the blue jacket is not going to say, pay attention to the logo. Look, it's a 666. We want you to choose our company because we're with the beast. He's not going to say that. The whole point is you're focused on what he's saying and you're not looking at the logo. But the logo's looking at you. Putting in that concept subliminally into your mind. And the more it happens, the more likely you are that number is going to be relevant one of these days. Take a look at this. I mean, I just walk up and I see, this is obviously at Walmart. Does somebody in an office somewhere send out pieces of paper to all the Walmart stores telling them where to put what on the shelf? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is deliberate. So not only is the packaging a hexagon, the product itself is grouped together hexagons. Take a look at this. Unicorns. How interesting that they're in the Bible. It's a fuzzy wubble, and it has a horn on its head, and its eyes are little bitty sixes, and the box is a number 6. Oh, look, Daddy, can I have one? Why, here's a shark. Sharks are nice and friendly, aren't they? Good grief. Imagine that. Now, again, the president of Tide Incorporated calls in all of his scientists wearing lab coats with clipboards. Guys, see this box of Tide? How long will this last? And they start doing their calculations, and they do the slide rule, and everything, and abacus, and like that. Yeah, we're all agreed that we think that this box will last 6 months. You think that's how it happened? Not a chance. Not a chance. And this was wrapped up like this. Again, I didn't manipulate this picture. You go to Costco, you'll see exactly that. Go to Sam's, that's exactly what you're going to see. It doesn't take long now, does it? Doesn't take long now. Why? Why does it have to be that way? Okay? Toothpaste. Toothpaste with hexagons. And by the way, this is one. This is a hexagon. Okay? This is half of one, because the other half would match that. It has 6 sides. So, 6, 6, 6. Watch this. Here we go. Come on. You can do it. What happened? It won't play. There we go. It's not this commercial. It's this one. Oh, look. The kids made a mess on the floor, but I'm happy about it. Oh, look. They made a mess there. I'm okay. Oh, look. He's got a number 6 on his jersey. Did you see it? And he's got hexes there on the soccer ball. Oh, look. Look. Ready? Ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Dun, dun, dun. I just knew they were going to do that. Study metrics research, migraine research study. Hexagon. There's 3 here, and actually there's 3 here, only the third one's invisible. It's white, but it's there. This is a church. So not only do you have a hexagon here and one here in the middle, but what does this look like to you? You see it here, you see it here, and you see it here. Oh, Grace Point Church Dialogue on Full Sacramental LGBT Inclusion. Yeah, you get a on that one. And by the way, down here, it talks of togetherness. And the phrase, better together. Start watching for that one on commercials. magazine ads, billboards, bank logos, whatever. They're going to use the phrase together, better together, stronger together. We need to be together. And it's about the fourth kingdom. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. See, it's in the background on this one. It's in the background. See it? You have a hex here, one here, and one here. Take a look at that. Oh, these are 6 feet long, by the way. Flower Power Sugar Cookie Mix. Each one of these little flowers has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with one in the middle, and it's a little hexagon in the middle. $18-pack. 6 grape, 6 strawberry, 6 berry. Not 5, not 7, not 8. 6. Play with stem. Those little robots, maybe. Inspire. Remember Sophia? Remember her? Sophia was the goddess that when she came in you and dwelt in you and she filled your mind with secret knowledge, that was inspired. You got this idea, but you didn't come up with it on your own. You didn't calculate it out. That was given to you. 666. That one's pretty easy too. Even though it's supposed to be a letter B, when you look at it like that, you're going, no, that's 3 6s. I'm pretty sure that's what they would probably never admit, are you crazy? You're a conspiracy theorist. And yet, there it is. Look at there. I mean, just anything. What does it have to do with a mouse? It's a mouse. So what? Okay. Oh, by the way, it's got 6K dots per inch. Isn't that neat? That kind of makes sense. 3, 1, 2, 3 here. Suave. It's very suave. Again, no real need to make this 3 hexagons. You could use triangles, squares, circles, any other kind of design. But you will see, when I started doing this, it's been years ago, and I thought, well, this will probably blow away. They probably will stop doing this eventually. They haven't. They've increased. It's more and more and more all the time. Here it is here, packaged together like in a little pyramid. That's a favorite way of doing it. There's a lot of examples that I have of that. There it is. There's the fuzzy wubbles again. I noticed Walmart started changing their uniforms. The Spark, that's what this is called, the Spark. After Sam Walton died, they came out with this. And it was basically, it's a 6. It has 3 on top, 3 on the bottom. It's meant to represent the sun, or they call it the Spark because in Kabbalah says that there was this God, the creator, that tried to impart himself into his creation, and his creation couldn't handle it, so he exploded into quadrillions and quadrillions of little tiny pieces of light that went into all creation. Okay? I wonder... what's causing that noise? Anyway, sounds like somebody's got a balloon going like that. Anyway, but it's the divine spark. The idea that every one of us have in us a little spark of the divine. And it's like Humpty Dumpty. All of his pieces are scattered amongst all the people of the world. If we can get everybody to come together and join together as one, we can recreate God to a full-blown flame. That's what that logo is all about. So, 666 bottles recycled. And what did they do at Walmart? Buy, sell. Infamil, NeuroPro, Discovery, Mind Blown. Here it is, 3 of them again. What else is on here? Anything? There's that stem thing down there again. Head, Junior Hybrid. What's a hybrid? Cross between 2 species. Gloves and mittens. And all of this in the background is hexagons. Here, let me draw it out for you. Whenever you see a cube, you're looking at the number 6, because a cube has 6 sides to it. When you unfold a cube, you get a cross, by the way. Crest, more toothpaste with more cubes. These are all 6s. Every one of these down here are 6s. They made these particular chips or crisps in the shape of hexagons. Why not round? Why not square like Triscuits? Why not anything? ProHex. Bum, bum, bum. I guess this is what God planted the seed for the tree of knowledge of good and evil in. He had his little hex box, and I just made that up. That's not really in the Bible. 72 cell root development system. Now, I don't know, but that number is significant as well in the occult and in the Bible. There it is again here on this box. 3 of them together. Heavy duty traction grip. Here's 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And to throw in an extra 6, you got 1 right there. Here's some more. These are 4 of them together. 3 of them together. 666. What movie is this? This is right here is Leslie Nielsen. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's not The Day the Earth Stood Still. It's I can't remember. But anyway, notice their hats. There you go. 6 individual cartons inside. Now, I don't remember if that one, I don't remember if I turned those to take the picture or what, or they were already turned that way. I don't remember. No, well, I don't know. Because it looks like here they're already turned, they were already stacked that way. Here you have all 3 of them together in one logo. You got 3 hexagons, your $5 triple crunch. Next, Gen. You know what that stands for? Generation. The next generation. Meaning the species that comes after us Homo sapiens. is the next generation. So not only is the box a hexagon, but they've got them all down here and here. So there's a combination. There's 5 here, that's 10. This would be 11. Bakugan, here they are here. We got a little DNA symbol there. It's interesting. Now, old rock and roll album. This was the 666 mix. Rock and roll is still the devil's music, is it not? You remember this album, Destroyer 666, Phoenix Rising? Those of you who listened to this music back in the day, don't tell me you didn't. Slipknot says, if you are 555, then I'm 66. Let me tell you something interesting about that. Now, some say that that's based upon, like in TVs and movies. What's your number? Like you're in a movie or on a TV show. Yeah, what's your number? Well, our number is 555-3124. Okay, and that's because nobody in the whole country has 555 for a number code. Okay, and they say that's, however, let me give you a word in the King James Bible that is in there exactly 555 times. It's Christ. You want to see it? You want to see it? Watch this. Christ. 555 times. I love that! I love it! By the way, all the forms of the word righteous. R-I-G-H-T-E-O-U-S 555 times. Look at that. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Christ is our righteousness. You get that? I love that. So let's go back to that. If you are 555, then I am 666. That makes sense now, doesn't it? There was an offshoot of Route 66. Route 66 was the old route that went from Chicago down through Missouri. You can there's areas of it still intact in Missouri and Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, LA that you can find with some of the old buildings. You can even find some of the old motor lodge cabins on them. It's pretty cool. But when you got into New Mexico, and you got into the Four Corners area, and I want you to understand, the Four Corners area is New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and I think Wyoming maybe, or Idaho, something like that. But anyway, it made a cross. And Route 666 went and slithered around that cross like a snake. You go look up old maps. Some of it's still there. They've renamed them. The old 666 is now 491. They made a movie about this back in the 90s, I think. Highway 666. It was like one of these, I don't know. I never watched the movie, but it's be some, scary movie type thing. It was a bomb. Okay? But there was a snake road slithering. It looked like Moses' serpent on the pole. Is what it looked like. And it was Highway 666. True story. Hannibal Lecter. See what his number is? Now that's deliberate. But it's also subliminal. This little picture comes up very quickly. And had you been looking for it or looking right at it, or had it not grabbed your attention, you may have never seen it. But the producers of this movie put that in there deliberately. Okay? And it makes sense. That doesn't make sense. the packaging. Why? There it is. There's another one. 18 cups, 6 strawberry cheesecakes, 6 toasted coconut vanilla, 6 meringue. Over here, same thing, same kind of packaging. 6 of this, 6 of that. We've seen 3 examples of that so far. This hook, scientist, how much does this hook hold? We need to put it on the package. Well, let's do our calculations. Yes, it'll come up to 666. Or did they just make that up? This was from, what is that, the Netherlands? The logo for Ottawa, Canada. Come on. That one? Now that one's big, right? Whoa, talk about subliminal. Yeah, anyway. Let me show you a verse. See that package? Dragon Naturally Speaking. Let me show you a verse. Revelation 13. The same false prophet that causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, is the one that has 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And what is that called? Dragon Naturally Speaking. And their logo has 6s in it. Now it's in their hands. The emblem of the dragon or the serpent biting his own tail is a reference to the 4th kingdom. The head and the tail are opposites, right? So the mouth of the dragon in the language of symbolism represents the open orifice, the female. The tail, but it's a symbol of, they would say, eternity or reincarnation or resurrection or everlasting life. So the devil promises Eve, ye shall not surely die. And this symbol then is a symbol for that when this event takes place, what this symbol means, when that event takes place, it's going to give man this promise that he's going to be immortal. He's going to be a god. It won't work. This was a Verizon commercial. I don't know if you've seen this one. But I'm looking at it and I'm going, I see 3 6s. This was done deliberate. It was done deliberate. It's subliminal. They don't point out, see these 3 6s here? Well, watch when we put these blue and these red balls in it. That represents Verizon signal. Really? Now, for those of you worried about 5G, don't go burning down the towers. That's illegal. It's not your property. Okay? And let me say this. There's a lot of things people are making claims about the 5G being these microwaves that are killing everybody. Somebody came up with the idea. They made this video. It's gone viral. Everybody's believing it, and they're burning down these 5G towers. Somebody said that the virus is fake. There is no such virus ever, anywhere, never existed. That Wuhan started out with the 5G stuff, and when they flipped the 5G towers on, people started dropping all over the place like flies. All of a sudden, millions of people are dead. And so they covered it up by saying it was a virus. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. You still have 7.5 billion people on the planet with 5G towers everywhere, not killing everybody. But let me tell you what it is for. Eventually, and I'm telling you, people will ask for this, not be forced into it. Eventually, whether it's Elon Musk or somebody else, there is going to be a direct interface between the human mind or maybe even the human soul. I remember the first advertisement that came out back in 1999 concerning what they called Digital Angel, the microchip, the RFID chip that they put it in dogs now, dogs and horses and things like that. We do that all the time. It identifies the animal. The original company that did this, and they've since been bought out, but they were called Digital Angel. Digital Angel. You get that phrase, angel. And it was the idea, they said it was the connection between technology and the human soul. And that's what caught my attention. This is back in 1999. Okay, now, we are 21 years away. That's like going back to Windows 98. If you still think that RFID chip all the way back in 1999 is the mark of the beast, it's like going back to Windows 98. It's old technology, and it's not the mark of the beast. But I'll tell you, at some point, a link between your mind, heart, and soul is being developed. 5G is not being put up to fulfill the Georgia Guidestones by killing 6.5 billion people. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. What I do believe the 5G and eventually 6G is for is to accommodate the connections. Right now, if a doctor wanted to do internet surgery on somebody, it's dangerous because of lag. The difference between him moving something, I mean, you're watching me right now, but did you know that you're about a minute behind? I mean, imagine if a surgeon doing heart surgery or brain surgery on somebody from 1,000 miles away using the internet right now. He makes a move with his little handheld device, and a minute later, the scalpel moves. How can you do surgery that way? Well, 5G and 6G is going to solve that problem. The surgeon will be able to sit wherever he is, manipulate devices, and near instantaneously, the machine on the other end will respond with his actions. That's what it's for. It's to accommodate the growing amount. There is more data transferred by devices than there are humans interacting with the internet. It's called the Internet of Things. And what's going to eventually happen is they're going to develop and are already working. Elon Musk is working on it now. They're going to develop the interface that is going to connect every human being together. That's what 5 and 6G is all about. 5 and 6G is not about killing everybody. 5 and 6G is about connecting everybody. That's what scares me. Not the towers, not the radiation. I could not care less. It's about connecting everybody. And I'm telling you, those of you, somebody watching me right now, you're lost. You think you're a Christian, you're lost. Because when you get done watching me, you're going to flip right over to your favorite porn channel or something worse. But you're right in with the conspiracy theories. You know all about them, but you're lost. You're lost as a goose. And you know what's going to happen? The devil's going to entice you the way he entices you just about every day. And somehow, some way, that enticement, you're going to go get a mark. Oh, they won't call it that, or they may call it that, who knows? But by then, God will have turned you over to a reprobate mind. For this cause, God shall send strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And there's a lot of them you already believe. Like, King James was a homosexual, and all the Freemasons, they developed the King James Bible. The King James Bible is full of Freemasonic ideas. And see, you've talked yourself right out of the Bible. That was easy, wasn't it? And now, the devil knows exactly what string on you to pull. All he's got to do is suggest it, and you'll go jump on it right away. I've been saying that for years. Just because you research Q and you research conspiracy theories. Just because you think Donald Trump is going to save the country, or you think Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Just because you believe in right-wing conspiracies doesn't mean you're saved. Because the devil already knows how to get you to take that mark. Because you've been taking it just about every day. Well, that one's easy, isn't it? Well, that one's obvious. Dragons and 666. Travelocity. Notice, count the points on each star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 3 of them. Yeah. Yep. Here's the 6s here. There. Here's another one. There it is there. Some of this. I mean, who'd have thought of this? If you would have come out, let's say in the 1940s, in America, with a 666 beer, probably wouldn't have sold much of it. But see, now people know that 666 is cool. 666 is like the devil's number, isn't it? Oh, I'm drinking the devil's number. And it's a big gag, big joke with them. They don't care. Yeah. Get some evil in ya. 666 energy drink. Rock stars. Movie stars. Now it's cool. Now it's cool to be on the devil's side, isn't it? See, it's cool to be on the devil's team. This is Bono. This is like, he's Catholic. I had some guy trying to tell me he was a Christian. He just wrote 666 in Greek. See, some of the stuff just, it's easy to spot it. Again, with the rock stars and the TV stars and the movie stars. This was in the movie, what was it? Independence Day or Day After Tomorrow? Day After Tomorrow, maybe? Something like that. See the hurricanes? 6, 6 here. Hurricane 666. This is, what movie is this? Tom Cruise. Jack Reacher. I'll give you a second on this one. There's 6 pancakes. This costs $666. The very first Steve Jobs Apple computer advertised for $666.66, and it had a whopping 4K of RAM, buddy. You could almost type a sentence with that. Anyway, I got to run. You get it now, don't you? You get it. If you see something, say something. The website is 66alert, 666alert.net. I will post this video on the website. If you see anything like that, send it to pastormikeonline@gmail.com and label it 666alert. Big caps, that way I'll see it. Need some happy music here. You are the reason why I do what I do. Lord bless you. Keep us in your prayers. Pray for Kenya and all of our ministries that we can keep doing what we're doing. And I'm not gonna be Jim Baker. Jim Baker got himself in trouble. You know, he's back at it again. He's got him a big compound down in Branson, Missouri. He got a big theater down there. He puts on a show every day. And he's right back to making money with God. There's not a product he won't sell to make money. And there's not a way that he won't use to try to talk people out of sending him money. And he got himself in trouble because he was selling colloidal silver and calling it a cure for COVID. Now, I don't have a problem with colloidal silver. We've made it before. We've taken. You can make it yourself, by the way. There's a way to do it. Look it up. But the credit card companies said, we're cutting you off. You're selling snake oil to people, and we're not going to have it. So he's out begging everybody to send in cash money. Well, how convenient, because the IRS doesn't get to know how much cash he is. He's the same snake that he was. He just has a new wife and less hair.